बच्चों, हाउ आर यू ऑल? आई होप यू ऑल आर फाइन. आई एम योर मैथ्स टीचर अंजलि दैया. स्टार्ट करते हैं आज का टॉपिक डेसिमल्स. इंट्रोडक्शन. In the previous class, we have learnt about fractions like 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 2 by 3, 7 by 8, etc. Here, we will study decimals as the extension of place value table and also as fraction. Now, decimal fractions and decimals. The fraction in which the denominators are 10, 100, 1000, etc. are called decimal fractions. For example, 43 by 10, 231 by 100, 1679 upon 1000, etc. are the decimal fractions. These decimal fractions can be written in a special way such as 4.3, 2.31, 1.679, etc., which are called decimal numbers. Thus, we can say that the numbers expressed in decimal form are called decimal numbers or decimals. A decimal number has two parts, namely first whole number part and second is decimal part. These two parts are separated by dot called decimal point. The digit to the left of the decimal point indicates the whole number part and the digit to the right of the decimal point indicates the decimal part. For example, 3.87. So 3 is the whole number part, decimal point, and 87 is decimal part. While reading a decimal, the whole number part is read as whole numbers and the decimal part is read as individual digits. Thus, the above number can be read as 3.87. Keep in mind, if there is no whole number part in a decimal, then we should always write 0 on the left side of the decimal point. Now, decimal places. The number of digits contained in the decimal part of a decimal gives the number of decimal places. For example, in 7.682, the decimal part is 682, which contains 3 digits. So, the number 7.682 has 3 decimal places. Similarly, 2.34 has 2 decimal places and 5.8731 has 4 decimal places and so on. Now, place value in decimals. The decimal system is an extension of place value system of whole numbers. We know that in the place value system of whole numbers, when we move one place from the right to left, its place value becomes 10 times. In the same way, in decimal, on moving a digit from left to right, its place value becomes 1/10 times. Each digit in the decimal part has different place value. The digits after decimal are assigned the place value of tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s and so on. The place value chart for a decimal number is as follows. Place values and values. यहाँ पे हमारा decimal point, it's ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000 and after decimal 1 by 10, that is 0.1, 1 by 100, 0.01, 1 by thousands, 0.001, 1 by 10,000 is 0.0001. So, value increases by 10 times, value decreases by 1 by 10 times. Now, expanded form. The expanded form is the addition of the place value of each digit in the decimal. For example, 653.125 is 600s plus 5 tens plus 3 ones plus 1 tenths plus 2 hundredths plus 5 thousandths. That is 6 multiplied by 100, 5 multiplied by 10 plus 3 multiplied by 1 plus 1 multiplied by 1 by 10 plus 2 multiplied by 1 by 100 plus 5 multiplied by 1 upon 1000. That is 600 plus 50 plus 1 by 10 plus 2 by 100 plus 5 by 1000s. And 600 plus 50 plus 3 is 0.1, 0.02 plus 0.005 in decimal form. Now, solved examples. Example, write the following in decimal form. A, 0.41. Solution, 0.41. B is 8.23. C is 65.47. D is 4.105. Now, next example, write the following decimals in words. 0.053. Solution करते हैं. 0.053. B is 70.204. C is 0.8 2.87 and D is 608.203. Now next example, write the following decimals in the place value chart. सॉल्यूशन करते हैं इसका. प्लेस वैल्यू चार्ट बनाया, सेम वैसे ही डेसिमल पॉइंट से 10th, 100th, 1000th, ones, tens, 100 and 1000. प्लेस वैल्यू चार्ट में अरेंज किया, दैट इज 12.6, 25.64, 427.513, 9206.87. Now next example, write the place value of each digit in 845.931. Solution करते हैं on arranging the digits 845.931 in the place value chart we have. हमने place value chart में लिखा 845.931. Now place value of each digit in 845.931 is as follows. तो first 1 is 1 upon 1000, 3 is 3 upon 100, 9 is at 9 upon 10, 10th place. 0.5 into 1, 5, 4 at 10th place, 4 into 10, 40, 8 into 100 is 800. Now next is representation of decimal on number line. We have already learned to represent whole numbers and fractions on the number line. Now we will learn to represent decimals on the number line. Example करते हैं. Represent the following decimals on the number line. A is 0.4. Solution करते हैं. 0.4 is more than 0 but less than 1. So it lies between 0 and 1. Thus to represent 0.4 on the number line, divide the unit length between 0 and 1 into 10 equal parts and take 4 parts after 0 as shown below. तो हमने क्या किया, 0 से लेके 1 को 10 इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया, तो 0.4 is at 4th place. So A represents 0.4. Now B is 2.5. 2.5 is more than 2 but less than 3. So it is lies between 2 and 3. Thus to represent 2.5 on the number line, divide the unit length between 2 and 3 into 10 equal parts and take 5th part after 2 as shown below. तो यहाँ हमने 2 और 3 को 10 equal parts में, तो 5th part is 2.5. Hence B represent 2.5. तो बच्चों सेम मेथड को यूज करते हुए एक्सरसाइज आप खुद ट्राई करेंगे. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज कन्वर्जन ऑफ डेसिमल्स एंड फ्रैक्शंस. कन्वर्जन ऑफ डेसिमल्स इनटू फ्रैक्शंस. To convert a decimal into fraction, write the decimal number without decimal point as the numerator, and for the denominator write 1 followed by as many zeros as there are decimal places in the given number. Then reduce it to the lowest term. For example, first is 0.40. तो 40 upon after decimal 2 digit है 100, reduce किया, that is 2.5. 0.125 is 125 upon 1000, reduce किया, that is 1 upon 8. Third is 2.36, 236 divided by 100, reduce किया 59 by 25. Mixed fraction में convert किया 2:9 by 25. Now next is conversion of fractions into decimals. To convert a fraction into decimal, we either divide the numerator by denominator normally or convert the given fractions into an equivalent fraction with denominator 10, 100, 1000, etc. and place the decimal point in the numerator according to the number of zeros in the denominator. For example, first is 4 by 5. 5 को हम किस में कन्वर्ट करें, 10 में, by multiplying 2. तो हमने न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर दोनों को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, इट बिकम्स 8 by 10. सो 10 में 1 0 है, तो राइट साइड से 1 डिजिट के बाद डेसिमल लगाया, दैट इज 0.8. इन द सेम वे सेकंड 12 by 25, 25 इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 4, दैट बिकम्स 48 by 100 इज इक्वल्स टू 0.48. नाउ थर्ड इज 15 by 8. 8 को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे 125 से, सो दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई किया, इट बिकम्स 1875 डिवाइडेड बाय 1000, इट बिकम्स 1.875. कीप इन माइंड, fractions with denominator 2 or 5 can be converted into equivalent fractions with denominator 10. Fractions with denominator 4, 5, 20, 25 or 50 can be converted into equivalent fractions with denominator 100. Fractions with denominator 8, 125, 200, 250 or 500 can be converted into equivalent fractions with denominator 1000. Now, like, unlike and equivalent decimals. Like decimals. Decimals having an equal number of decimal places are called like decimals. For example, first 1.4, 2.6, 14.9 are like decimals as each decimal has 1 decimal places. Second, 16.19, 37.23, 104.56 are like decimals as each decimal has 2 decimal places. Third, 7.141, 8.962, 13.747 are like decimals as each decimal has 3 decimal places. Now next is unlike decimals. Decimals having different number of decimal places are called unlike decimals. For example, 2.9, 1.48, 13.242 are unlike decimals as each decimal has different decimal places. Now next is equivalent decimals. Equivalent decimals are those unlike decimals which have same value. For example, 0.4, 0.40, 0.400 are equivalent decimals because they have same value. 0.4 is 4 by 10, that is 2 by 5. 0.40 is 40 by 100, that is also equals to 2 by 5. 0.400 is 400 divided by 1000 is also equals to 2 by 5. Hence, 0.4 is equals to 0.40 is equals to 0.400. Keep in mind, adding or removing zeros to the extreme right of the decimal part of a decimal does not change its value. That is 0.4 is equals to 0.40 is equals to 0.400 is equals to 0.4000. We can show it as follows. 0.40 is 4 by 10 multiplied by 10 is 4 by 100 is equals to 0.40. 0.4 is equals to 4 by 10 is equals to 4 multiplied by 100 is equals to 400 divided by 1000 is equals to 0.400 and so on. Hence 0.4, 0.40 and 0.400 are equal and so on. Now conversion of unlike decimals into like decimals. Unlike decimals can be converted into like decimals by adding the required number of zeros at the extreme right of the decimal part of unlike decimals. For example, if we are to convert 1.2, 2.68 and 8.4 into like decimals, then unlike decimals है ये हमारे, तो हमने क्या किया, मैक्सिमम नंबर कितना है आफ्टर डेसिमल 2, तो 1.20, 2 के बाद 0 पुट किया, 2.68 ऑलरेडी 2 है एंड 8.40 दे आर लाइक डेसिमल्स. Since the maximum decimal places in unlike decimals is 2, hence we have converted each of the 3 unlike decimals into like decimals with 2 decimal places. Now comparison of decimals. To compare the decimals, we follow the given steps. Now step 1, convert the given decimals into like decimals. Step 2, compare the whole number part. The decimal having greater whole number part is greater. Step 3, if the whole number part are equal, then compare the 10th digit. The decimal having greater 10th digit is greater. Step 4, if the 10th digit are equal, then compare the 100th digit. The decimal having greater 100th digit is greater. Step 5, if the 100th digits are also equal, then compare the 1000th digits and so on. For example, consider the numbers 1.09 and 1.093. On converting the given decimals into like decimals, we have 1.090 and 1.093. Here the whole number part are equal, so we compare the decimal parts. In decimal parts, digits up to 100 places are also equal, 0 and 9, 0 and 9. So compare the thousandth digit. The thousandth digit are 0 and 3 respectively, such that 0 is less than 3. So 1.090 is less than 1.093 or 1.09 is less than 1.093. Solved examples. Example करते हैं इसका. Identify the like decimals from the following. Solution करते हैं. Like decimals जिनके decimal places एक जैसे हैं. तो 3.58, 14.07, 193.19 and 90.73 are like decimals. Next example. कन्वर्ट द फॉलोइंग अनलाइक डेसिमल्स इनटू लाइक डेसिमल्स. सॉल्यूशन करते हैं. Since the maximum decimal places in the given unlike decimals is 3, therefore 2.8 becomes 2.800, 5.43 becomes 5.430, 25.701 is as it is 25.701, 86.91 becomes 86.910. Thus 2.800, 5.430, 25.701 and 86.910 are like decimals. Now next example. Arrange the following decimals in ascending order. Solution करते हैं. On converting the given decimals into like decimals, we have 2.2000, 2.0230, 2.0226, 22.1000 and 20.4200. Clearly whole number part को देखेंगे. It's 2, 2, 2, 22 and 20. Now 2, 2 वाले में after decimal it's 2, it's 0, it's 0. Now next 2 and 2 both are equal, 3 and 2. So 2.0226 is less than 2.0230 is less than 2.2000 is less than 20.4200 is less than 22.1000 or 2.0226 is less than 2.023 is less than 2.2 is less than 20.42 is less than 22.1. Hence the given decimals in ascending order are 2.0226, 2.023, 2.2, 20.42 and 22.1. तो बच्चों सेम मेथड को यूज करते हुए एक्सरसाइज आप खुद ट्राई करेंगे. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ डेसिमल्स इन आवर डेली लाइफ. Transactions of money, measuring lengths, weights and capacity are some real life examples where we use decimals. Let us see. First is money. We know that 100 paise becomes 1 rupee and 1 paise becomes 1 upon 100 rupees. That is equals to rupees 0.01 and 2 paise is equals to 2 by 100, that is rupees 0.02. 20 paise is 20 by 100, that is rupees 0.20. 602 paise is equals to 602 upon 100 is equals to rupees 6.02. Now second is length. We know that 100 centimeter is equals to 1 meter. So 1 centimeter is equals to 1 upon 100 meter, that is equals to 0.01 meter. And 5 centimeter is 5 by 100 meter, that is 0.05 meter. 56 centimeter is 56 by 100 meter, that is 0.56 meter. 256 centimeter is equals to 256 upon 100 meter is equals to 2.56 meters. Now third is weight. We know that 1000 gram is equals to 1 kilogram. So 1 gram is equals to 1 upon 1000 kilogram, that is equals to 0.001 kilogram. 25 gram is equals to 25 by 1000 kilogram, that is equals to 0.025 kilogram. 5325 gram is equals to 5325 upon 1000 kilogram, that is equals to 5.325 kilogram. Now capacity. We know that 1000 milliliter is equals to 1 liter. So 1 milliliter is equals to 1 upon 1000 liter, that is equals to 0.001 liter. And 6 milliliter is equals to 6 upon 1000 liter is equals to 0.006 liter. 7124 milliliter is equals to 7124 upon 1000 liter is equals to 7.124 liters. Now sold examples. एग्जाम्पल करते हैं. एक्सप्रेस 72 रुपीज 9 पैसे एज रुपीज. सॉल्यूशन करते हैं. 72 रुपीज 9 पैसे. 72 रुपीज ऑलरेडी रुपीज में है. 9 पैसे बिकम्स 9 अपॉन 100 रुपीज. सो दैट इज इक्वल्स टू रुपीज 72 प्लस रुपीज 0.09, दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 72 रुपीज एंड 9 पैसे. नाउ नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल. एक्सप्रेस 8 किलोमीटर 53 मीटर एज किलोमीटर्स. सॉल्यूशन करते हैं. 8 किलोमीटर 53 मीटर, दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 8 किलोमीटर, ऑलरेडी किलोमीटर में है, 53 मीटर बिकम्स 53 by 1000 kilometer, as 1 meter is equals to 1 upon 1000 kilometer. So 8 kilometer plus 0.053 kilometer is equals to 8.053 kilometer. Now next example. Express 5 kilogram 348 gram as kilograms. Solution करते हैं. 5 kilogram 348 gram is equals to 5 kilogram already gram में, 348 gram becomes 348 upon 1000 kilogram, as 1 gram is equals to 1 upon 1000 kilogram. So 5 kilogram plus 0.348 kilogram becomes 5.348 kilogram. तो बच्चों सेम मेथड को यूज करते हुए एक्सरसाइज आप खुद ट्राई करेंगे. नाउ नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज एडिशन एंड सब्ट्रैक्शन ऑफ डेसिमल्स. Decimals are added or subtracted in the same manner as we add or subtract the whole numbers. The only thing to be kept in mind while adding or subtracting decimal is that we should first convert the given decimals into like decimals and then write them in such a way that the digits in the decimal should be aligned by their place values. Examples करते हैं, solved examples. Example, add 215.031, 0.69 and 18. Solution करते हैं इसका. On converting given decimals into like decimals, we have 215.031, 0.690 and 18.000. On adding the decimals in column form, we get, अब हमने column form में लिखा 215.031, 0.690 and 18.000. तो डेसिमल के नीचे डेसिमल, और जैसे यूजुअली हम नंबर को ऐड करते हैं वैसे ही करेंगे. सो वी गेट 233.721. Hence, the sum of given decimals is 233.721. Now, next example. Subtract 3.78 from 16.5. Solution करते हैं इसका. On converting given decimals into like decimals, we have 3.78 and 16.50. On subtracting the decimals in column form, हमने columns में arrange किया 16.50 minus 3.78 minus क्या, that becomes 12.72. We get 12.72. Hence, the difference given decimals is 12.72. Now, next example. Simplify. 328.09 minus 23.8 plus 45.077. Solution करते हैं. On converting given decimals into like decimals, we have 328.090, 23.800 and 45.077. On simplifying the given decimals, we have 328.09 minus 23.8 plus 45.077. हमने इनको लाइक डेसिमल्स में कन्वर्ट किया तो पॉजिटिव नंबर्स को एक साथ ऐड किया, दैट बिकम्स 373.167. और जो सम आया उसमें से नेगेटिव को माइनस किया तो हमारे पास आया 349.367. सो 373.167 minus 23.8 becomes 349.367. Now, next example. Gorang purchased 2 kilogram 280 gram apples, 3 kilogram 375 gram bananas, 225 gram grapes and 5 kilogram 385 gram oranges. Find the total weight of the fruits purchased by Gorang in kilogram. तो जितने भी fruits हैं सबका weight को ऐड कर देंगे. Solution करते हैं. Weight of apples is 2 kilogram 280 gram, that becomes 2.280 kilogram. Weight of bananas is 3 kilogram 375 gram, that becomes 3.375 kilogram. Weight of grapes is equals to 225 gram, that becomes 0.225 kilograms. Weight of oranges is 5 kilogram 385 grams, that becomes 5.385 kilograms. तो सबको हमने column wise arrange किया और add किया. Total weight of fruits is 2.280 plus 3.375 plus 0.225 plus 5.385 kilogram becomes 11.265 kilograms. Hence, the total weight of the fruits purchased by Gorang is 11.265 kilogram. तो बच्चों सेम मेथड को यूज करते हुए एक्सरसाइज आप खुद ट्राई करेंगे। तो बच्चों आई होप आपको चैप्टर समझ आया, इसका रिवीजन आप खुद करेंगे।